you're watching this from, we hope you had an amazing Earth Day learning more about environmental issues. Today, we're reaching out to you to raise awareness about the current major climate problems and ways to lessen them. We have a tremendous schedule lined up. Our very special guest will be Jessica Schaub. She's an oceanographer at the University of British Columbia, and Laurie Waters, the co-principal investigator at Magnitude.io. She's currently growing plants on the International Space Station. I bet that sounds really cool, so stay tuned till the end to see what's that about. Besides, my team and I are involved in the European Space Agency Climate Detective School project, where we're studying how the greenhouse gases, vegetation, temperatures, and rainfall were affected by the COVID-19 lockdown, so we're bringing to you our latest research on this topic. We hope we drew your attention. Let's just dive right in and welcome our first guest scientist. Vlad, why don't you give Jessica Schaub a little intro?
Jessica grew up in rural northern Alberta, Canada, but has always been drawn to ocean sciences. In 2018, she graduated with a combined honors degree in oceanography and biology, and developed a passion for jellyfish research. We're now very happy to welcome her to our conference. Jessica, could you please tell us a bit more about your field of study?
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Schaub. I'm an oceanographer at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. Oceanographers study the ocean broadly, including biology, chemistry, physics, and many other disciplines.
Great. Now we are really curious. What does Earth Day mean to you?
So Earth Day is important to me as an environmental scientist because it creates space, even if it's just one day a year, to talk about the environmental issues and educate the public on the latest scientific information.
As you said, Earth Day is just one day per year, so what could one do to, keep protecting the environment, and what is your final advice for our viewers?
There are so many personal choices that one can make, including using reusable containers, ensuring that your seafood is harvested in a sustainable way, and many others. The important thing is not to try to do everything at once, but instead to choose something that you can do regularly so that it actually makes an impact. Then, once it becomes part of your routine, you could consider adding something new. Lately, it seems that misinformation about science is spread so easily, so I would argue that the most important thing that one can do to protect the environment is to make sure that the information that you're learning comes from a reliable and unbiased source. Science improves all the time while we grow and explore new topics. So be open to learning new things and make sure that you're listening to the experts. Thank you so much for listening. Happy Earth Day.
We're the ones to thank you for taking time to be part of our event, and we're sure everyone had something to learn out of your wise words. We're now moving our trip around the world from Canada back to Romania, where Neagoie has prepared a brief presentation about a possible reduction of the very dangerous emissions after gathering information from the European Union communication channels. Maria, what's that about?
Thanks. Well, in short, I'm talking about a hot topic of the moment, the European Green Deal, which involves a plan to make Europe climate neutral up to 2050. Now, what does that mean? So, the first step is that by 2030, the European Union should reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases by at least 50% compared to 1990. I would say the most important principles of this agreement are to prioritize energy efficiency, to develop a power sector based mainly on renewable resources, and to secure an affordable energy supply. As we all know, high emissions are a pollutant that causes harm to the environment. Even though we, the Vianu climate detectives, are studying the drop of emissions during coronavirus lockdown, we need to keep in mind that the goal is a general trend of reduction, which this Green Deal is trying to create. Therefore, as our guest scientist Jessica Schaub said, I also encourage you to keep researching and stay updated on this Green Deal done by the European Union, as it's our only chance to see a change in the polluted air we breathe daily. But don't go away, as Vlad Carasel will jump right in and go in more detail. Vlad, you're on air.
Yes. So my view is that this Green Deal can also be called a good deal, because we will be able to rehabilitate all our old buildings into energy-efficient smart buildings here in Bucharest, Romania. Of course, for this, we need to present good projects to the European Union. We will be able to create new parks to captivate the carbon in the air, to encourage the shifting from gasoline cars to electrical cars and bicycles, or any other alternative transportation. Moreover, we will have a much less polluted environment, which is beneficial for all of us. Still, the source of energy remains a problem. Here in Romania, we are lucky because we have tons of electricity made out of hydraulic power, but we still have carbon mines, carbon turbines. I know that we need to close them and transform them into gas turbines which pollute much less. But what about the pure miners? The Green Deal has some funds to convert them, to find them new jobs. So the idea is that no one is left behind. We're still staying on this topic, as my colleague Andrei Pirjol will be focusing on a dangerous greenhouse gas. Let's see which one he chose. Andrei?
Yes, now I will talk about methane and how it contributes to climate change. When methane is produced from non-fossil sources such as food and green waste, it can literally take carbon out of the air. However, methane that is released into the atmosphere before being burned is harmful to the environment. Because it is able to trap heat in the atmosphere, methane contributes to climate change. Methane is heavily overlooked as it is a greenhouse gas 84 times more powerful than carbon dioxide over a 20-year time period. Also, as Maria said, the European Union wants to reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases by 50%, and in order to do that, methane has to be reduced by a third. In the end, I hope that what I said encourages you to keep up with the Green Deal so that we can change the circumstances.
I'm sure it does. We're now traveling from Romania to the United States of America to welcome our second guest scientist, an accomplished communicator with 20 years experience across the fields of public relations, government relations, education, and space science. I'm pleased to introduce to you the enthusiastic advocate for NASA and space exploration, passionately driven to inspire the Artemis and Mars generation, the one and only Lori Waters.
Hello, my name is Lori Waters. I'm the Director of Communications and co-investigator for the ExoLab 8 mission to the International Space Station. I know that some of you participated, and it was an exciting adventure this spring as we sent a legume plant, red clover, up to the space station, aiming to achieve nodulation with rhizobia bacteria. We are still involved in post-flight science, and so await for those results. But today I'm joining you from my hometown in Claremont, Florida. And this is Victory Point. This is a specially environmentally designed area to assist with management of water pollution. You can see behind me, just at the base of the wall, is a baby alligator. He's just poking his head up through the water. We have a lot of wildlife here, birds, turtles, snakes, a lot of reptiles, yes. But you can also tell in this water that it is very blue-green. It has a large concentration of algae. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about working with magnitude. As we are sending experiments up to space that look at how to grow plants and to use a biological fertilizer like rhizobia bacteria, we can take those lessons that we learn about spaceflight and apply them back here on Earth to live more sustainably. This area was designed as a natural wetland and marshland, and to act as that biological filtration system as the water runs off from our suburban community into our local waterways and our lakes. Algal blooms are a huge problem here, and that is a result of having too many nutrients, too much nitrogen and phosphorus in particular, that runs off from treating our lawns, as well as runoff from farms. And so rather than using chemical fertilizers, if we go with more environmentally friendly products like biological rhizobia bacteria with our legumes, then we're able to grow plants in a way that sustains the ecosystem rather than damages it. So I appreciate all of you being involved in this effort to make our planet cleaner and safer for all of us, humans, as well as the little baby alligators. So it just takes a couple of steps throughout your day to even make a difference. Reducing the amount of plastic that you use, using organic growing methods rather than chemical fertilizers, turning off the lights even when you leave a room. And so there's many actions that you can take as individuals to bring about change. So make that small difference and go out and change the world.
What a stunning view, and more importantly, amazing information to share in connection to protecting the environment. We would like to thank Lori once again for virtually being with us today, as our campaign to raise awareness on Earth Day wouldn't have been the same without our two guest scientists, Jessica Schaub and Lori Waters.
Well, that would conclude our event. If you want to keep up with our future projects, please feel free to visit our website at vianuprojects.com. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And don't forget, Earth Day is every day and anywhere you are.